Greetings to one and all. You are listening to MMJC Updates. In this edition, the first update that we are going to discuss is about FEMA regulations. The Ministry of Home Affairs has amended the FEMA FCR rules, that is, FEMA Foreign Contribution Regulation rules. It has amended these rules through a notification dated 26th May 2025, which is also the effective date of the notification. Pursuant to this notification, the ministry has updated certain forms under these regulations, which are forms FC3 A, B, C, form FC4, FC6 A, B, C, D, E, etc. Or the most important updates which have come into these forms are with respect to attachment of additional documents like certificate from bankers, chartered accountants, disclosures from foreign contributors, etc. So the purpose of bringing this amendment is increased for financial transparency and increased in following of guidelines issued by FATF.
The next, we'll discuss the order passed by NCLAT with regards to the scheme of arrangement between ICICI Bank and ICICI Securities with regards to Section 230 of Companies Act 2013. It is the merger of ICICI Bank with ICICI Securities, which will result into delisting of ICICI Securities. In this case, the objection was raised by a minority shareholder. The important points in the objection was regards to the valuation methodology adopted, which was with an intent to avoid the reverse book building process, where NCLAT held that the valuation complied with Regulation 37(2)J of SEBI delisting regulations, wherein the requirement of 60-day volume-weighted average price was fulfilled. Secondly, the valuation was also conducted by two independent SEBI registered valuers using recognized methodologies, and it was also backed by fairness opinion from SEBI registered merchant banker. The next important point was with regards to the voting process, with regards to the outreach exercise, which was conducted by ICICI Bank. In this case, NCLAT held that the outreach did occur, but there was no undue influence or manipulation with regards to the shareholders' vote. NCLAT also noted that the appellant himself voted against the scheme, which also undermined his claim of undue influence. NCLAT further approved delisting of ICICI Securities. The order of NCLAT was held by Supreme Court.
Okay. So the next update pertains to the Supreme Court order through which it has stayed the liquidation proceedings of Bhushan Steel Limited. Earlier in May this year, that is on 2nd May 2025, Supreme Court through its order had disapproved the resolution plan proposed for Bhushan Steel by JSW Steel. In that order, it had highlighted various irregularities in the resolution plan and therefore had rejected the same and ordered NCLT to undertake liquidation of Bhushan Steel. After the NCLT initiated the liquidation proceedings against Bhushan Steel, JSW, the resolution applicant, has filed a review petition against the judgment of 2nd May. The Supreme Court, while considering this review petition, has stayed the liquidation proceedings of Bhushan Steel. So the NCLT has also put the proceedings in hold till August this year as per the Supreme Court orders.
The next update is with regards to migration of 38 forms to V3. There are total 38 forms which have been migrated to V3, out of which 13 forms are pertaining to annual filing forms like AOC 4, MGT 7. The set of 6 forms are with regards to audit like ADT 1, 2, 3, and 4. The other 7 forms are general forms like GNL 1, and the last leg of 12 forms are pertaining to the Companies Act 1956. Important points to be noted here is that pay letter facility will not be available from 8th of June. Secondly, V2 portal will be disabled from 18th June. V3 portal will not be available between 9th June to 13th July, and the 38 forms will be available on V3 portal with effect to 14th July. MCA has accordingly amended the forms, and they have also made amendment to the respective rules.
So the next update pertains to the due dates falling in the month of June. The first due date is pertaining to obtaining of ISIN. After the amendment in prospectus and allotment of securities rules, the private companies who were not small companies were required to obtain ISIN to facilitate dematerialization of their securities. The last date for obtaining ISIN for such private companies is 30th June. Next, in this month, the companies who have received deposits required to file the return of deposits in form DPT3 with Registrar of Companies. So the due date for filing this form is also 30th June. One more update is that the ISF had issued a guidance note on related party transactions in February this year. However, due to some industry representations, the said guidance note was put into abeyance up to 30th June. Now, since the 30th June is approaching, the future of this clarity regarding the applicability of this guidance note is awaited from the regulators. So, this is all in this edition of MMJC Updates. Thank you for listening to us, and please feel free to write to us about your feedback.